Hi, I'm Dave Coplin. I'm Director of Research for Microsoft, but funnily enough, I've spent most of my career, some 20 years in enterprise IT. I believe so much in the consumerization of technology that actually I left the cozy, comfy world of enterprise IT and I joined the fluffy world of consumer IT, joining the consumer side of our business, working in the search team, so working for Bing. So thinking about what the most sort of innovative uses of cloud are in organizations, it's actually anything that stops the organization thinking about commodity technology. So anytime cloud enables any business unit or any organization to not think about how email works or how the directory service works, that's innovative to me, that's great. Because what it does is it puts all of that intellectual, creative capacity that the IT guys have and it focuses it back on the business rather than the infrastructure and the stuff that is actually essentially a commodity these days. In terms of thinking about what business function areas are likely to grow as a result of cloud adoption, it's actually really interesting because I would expect all business function areas to grow because again, if they're not focusing on how to make the IT work, they're going to be thinking about how do they make their business process work, how do they be more relevant to their customers, how do they deliver better service. And so if you get cloud right, then actually it frees up the entire organization to think very differently about the services that they provide. And I think that's the big challenge both for those organizations and for the IT guys inside those organizations is how do you foster that kind of environment? How do you create that freedom? Empower people to be thoughtful about how they use technology to do their jobs. So in thinking about the gaps between the users' wants and what they get from their organization's technology, for me the gap is immense. And if you think about how productive people are in their social lives, and I'm not talking about any particular demographic of the population, most people in general are better with technology in their personal lives than they are in their professional lives. And that's not because they have a different level of ability when they're at work, it's just because organisationally they're treated very differently when they're at work. And so the challenge is not so much what can the technology do, it's what can the organisation do. So organisations need to empower people to be as productive with their technology at work as they are at home. That's the biggest challenge, it's the biggest gap, and it's one that's going to be a cultural issue, not a technology issue, for how we address. So a lot of people talk about cloud only being of benefit to large organisations, and actually, cloud's got a benefit to any organisation. But interestingly, I think cloud is of more benefit to smaller organisations because they can't afford to have lots of IT infrastructure, to have lots of people managing their technology. They shouldn't have to afford that. What they should be doing is focusing on how do they make their small business become a successful medium, large business, whatever their aspirations are. Cloud enables you to do that. We see lots of examples. I'll pick on one who's the Wise Group, which is a sort of a social enterprise in Edinburgh. Brilliant. What they do is focus on how can they empower people to be successful. They don't have a big IT department, they've outsourced it all to the cloud, and that enables to be more thoughtful and more focused on their business than it does on the technology. That has to be a good thing. So events like this are absolutely crucial. They're really, really important. And what they do is they attract a wide, diverse audience, people who are, from technology to CFOs, thinking about how does technology affect our business. And the most important part of these events is hopefully people walk away with an understanding that this actually isn't about technology. It's about culture, it's about process, and it's about people. And I think if these events can help people understand that this isn't just a technology issue, then we'll all be successful as a result of that. Because the danger is if all we do is we see this as a technical thing, we're actually missing the point by a country mile. So that's why these events are brilliant because they allow people to come together to learn from their peers, they see people from industry talk about it, but most importantly they get to spend time together talking to each other, comparing notes. That's the real value of events like this.